What up, peeps? It's your girl Dutch coming back to Funeral Takes. Well, you guys, Happy New Year first off, and I felt since we are in a new year, new decade, it's only fitting for me to go ahead and post up my favorite films of the decade. I'm going to go from 2010 down to 2019. I'm going to try to keep this one very short. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes and not ramble on about the movies too much. But, and also might do the honorable mentions as well as a backup, because some of the years had quite a few to choose from, and I don't want to do some of the movies wrong, because I feel like I'm going to get somebody in the comment section, oh, that movie came out this year, you didn't like that? Every now and then you might get one of those, or somebody will think it. They might not type it, but they'll think it. So, but with that said, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and start with 2010. And that one, I'm going to list that has Black Swan, Inception, The Town, and Salt. Black Swan, Natalie Portman. I can't say enough about her. She's an exquisite actress. I've enjoyed her movies since The Professionals. And she was awesome as Nina in this movie, playing Swan Queen. Of course, you get a scene stealer moment with Winona Ryder. Love that. Now, moving to that, Inception. I mean, what can you say? Leonardo DiCaprio. The cast on that alone. I know Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he was in this one. I think Tom Hardy was in this one, Ellen Page. I haven't seen it in a while, but I know he's basically someone who's supposed to be infiltrating some sort of memories into an owner of a company. And it was just very suspenseful. It's a Christopher Nolan film. I mean, mind blown. Right now, my mind's blown off the trailer I just saw for Tenet not that long ago. So I only expect certain things of the best of this from his caliber of work. So that was a good movie as well. Then we have The Town, starring Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner. Love this movie. And John Hamm. This was, of course, them being thieves. You know, he basically ends up robbing a bank, but then he becomes a little bit too close to the actual bank manager. And that's when things kind of get a little tricky. And that was a good one. I loved seeing how things end up, you kind of like, you know, unraveling, and then them basically trying to stay at one ahead of John Hamm's character, who was basically on the hunt for them. Good movie. Salt, Angelina Jolie can't do no wrong in my eyes, because she's all about giving you the action, a good storyline. But like I said, she's all about doing a lot of her own scenes. I love it, and she was phenomenal as playing an agent who's considered a double agent. Kind of found out she actually is, but in an instance where she's working for the good guys, no more so for the bad guys as she did when she was showing, like, of course, her past. But she did a great job in this movie. I'm a fan of a lot of her work, but that's one of my favorites that I enjoy. Now, moving to the notable mentions, I have Let Me In, Book of Eli, and The Next 3 Days. I know with Let Me In, this was actually based off of a movie that was made a couple years prior to that called, Let the Right One In, and that was a good movie as well. This one, I think, stars Chloe Grace Moretz. Very well done. Of course, the little young boy in this is being bullied, whatever. He is befriended by a young girl who lives in the same, you know, complex as him. Unbeknownst to him, she is a vampire. Very good movie, and that was the first movie that introduced me to Chloe Grace Moretz, So I really enjoyed actually that one a lot. Now, the Book of Eli, I can't say enough. Denzel Washington, he can do no wrong. The premise of the movie, I loved it, because he's basically trying to keep this sacred, you know, information protected and trying to get it to where it needs to go. Unbeknownst to a lot of us, unless you're watching the movie, you truly figure out down the road it's considered the Bible. But even if they did, it was all up in there, and I loved it because his character is blind, whatever, so you can see a little bit of action here and there. Just a great character in this movie. He's just, I love me some Denzel, so he was phenomenal in that movie. Now for the next 3 days, Russell Crowe, phenomenal. And this also starred Elizabeth Banks, and this is, of course, his wife being set up, you know, for a crime she didn't commit. And of course, he's down to the wire before they basically take her away, and he definitely has to devise a plan to basically get his wife and get them across so they can get out of there and go basically overseas, so they can never find them, you know, whichever. And the way it's all done suspensefully, it really was suspenseful, because I really was on my, you know, literally pins and needles watching it when it came out. I enjoyed it immensely. So from that, moving on, 2011, we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, we have Captain America, The First Avenger, we have Bridesmaids, and we have Harry Potter, The Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I love that movie, but I do love the original starring Noomi Rapace. I love all three she did. That's what made me love the movie. This one, I wasn't sure at first, but the casting, you know, wheeled me in, and it was done very, very well. They had one that came out a couple years ago, like a year or so ago. It was horrible. I did not like it. No offense to the actress, but they gave everything away in the trailer, and I wasn't here for it. So, moving moving from that. Now, Captain America, this is the movie that started the origin and is one of my favorite movies at the beginning. On top of having Iron Man, I love me some Chris Evans because he does a phenomenal job playing this character. He will always be synonymous with this character. And I just love learning about him, learning about Bucky, and just seeing what I knew was going to parlay into future films in regards to this character, and they did not let me down. Bridesmaids, funny. Love me some Bridesmaids. I love me some Melissa McCarthy. She is hilarious. Kristen Wiig is hilarious. I'm here for it. I love that movie. I can't say enough. Just the scene of them having to all go to the bathroom. That's all I need to say because that thing was hilarious. Now for Harry Potter, that one, out of all of them, I saw all of them. I actually binge watched all of them right before part 1 of Deathly Hallows came out, so I would know what's going on. I love originally the first one, but when it comes to for all of them, I love part 7. I love this Deathly Hallows 7, part 1 and 2. Those are my two favorites. Part 2 is my ultimate favorite out of all of the Harry Potter movies. I just love the end result of them getting Voldemort. So yes, this was one of those ones I really enjoyed. For the notable mentions, The Help, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and Thor. The Help, love it. It's such a wonderful movie. I can't say enough about it. Octavia Spencer, definitely a scene still in this one. Of course, you got your Emma Stone, excuse me. Yes, I love that movie. Love that movie. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Andy Serkis did an outstanding job playing Caesar. Of course, starring James Franco as well. Of course, him, being just little, ape, but of course, taking on the abilities from this experiment that James Franco's character is doing with a more heightened intelligence, whichever, and basically having a shift from being very playful like an animal and then becoming definitely more smart animal. And I just love how he evolved over the time of the movie, just done very, very well. Thor, I love the original first Thor. Second one, don't love Thor Ragnarok, but I love the first one to set the tone for us to get our origin on. Movie, of course, played by Chris Hemsworth. He did a wonderful job. Very funny, very comedic. I just love his banter. He's hilarious. I just find him to be just a mess. So, but yes, those are my notable mentions. Now for 2012, we have Skyfall, we have The Dark Knight Rises, Django, and Argo. Skyfall, my favorite James Bond by Daniel Craig. I'm looking forward to seeing No Time to Die will take over that place. That will be interesting. Of course, in this particular one, the baddie was Javier Bardem. He did an amazing job playing, the evil guy, the mean guy, Yes, I just love just overall the storyline in this one, the way it flowed. I was literally engulfed from beginning to end. It was wonderful. The Dark Knight Rises, loved it. Tom Hardy brought it. Anne Hathaway was really good as Selena Kyle. I love that. I can't say enough about that film. I just love how, Tom Hardy's character just really got up on him. Bane, he worked him over and he had to build his strength up and all to come back and whoop that tail. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Django, let me just say, the first 30 minutes, many times I heard the N-word, it was just like, oh my God, you'd almost think I was desensitized, but it was just like, okay, once we moved this along and it got really in the thick of the story, it was really good. I enjoyed the movie overall, so don't get me wrong. Of course, Christopher Waltz and Leonardo DiCaprio did his damn thing. Samuel L. Jackson was creepy, looking the way he looked in this movie. I mean, gave me chills. It was just a good movie all the while. Quentin Tarantino did a fantastic job with this particular movie. Argo, I'm a fan of Ben Affleck. He did an amazing job in this movie, of course, playing the character of the extractor, getting these 6 Americans out before they're apprehended or they're found out, where they are, and of course him playing a Hollywood producer. They're doing a movie, whatever, on a location, just trying to look for locations for a shoot, so they have to play off. He had to make sure they knew exactly what to say so that it could be considered believable. Very well done. That was very well done. I enjoyed that movie. I haven't watched that in a while. I might have to check that out again because this has been a minute. When they first came out, I watched that thing. I so enjoyed that. So notable mentions is Chronicle, Flight, and End of Watch. End of Watch, I enjoyed that. I love a good cop, cop film. Jake Gyllenhaal did the damn thing. Flight, Denzel can do no wrong. His character played Whip in the movie was just knowing that this man, was all about substance abuse, with, drinking, drugs, whatever, and then dealing with the malfunction of the plane, having to divert it, to save as many lives. He does end up losing some, whichever. One in particular, because the scene that I loved the most, I would say, was a scene where he was about to answer a question, and he didn't want to basically tarnish a particular character, and it was the female he was basically having a little, fun with, and he ends up admitting, yeah, I was drinking, you know, whatever. I just thought that was such a pivotal scene, which ended up boasting towards the end of the movie, where he's now, you know, locked up. He's, you know, sobriety. He's trying to do better. His friends are coming, his family, you know. So it was a beautiful scene. Chronicle was one of those ones that I really enjoyed. It introduced me to Dane DeHaan. He plays a character who's kind of like a loner or whatever. He uses his solace with his camera or whatever to capture things, and then him, a guy who's a friend, and his friend, which is played by Michael B. Jordan, come into contact with some sort of substance that gives them powers. At first they're enjoying their powers, but then they kind of get engulfed into their powers to the point where a little bit of evilness comes out in one particular character more so than the others, which is Dane, and it shows that you see all of this through the lens of his camera. Done very well. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed that movie. So for moving from that, the next one is for 2013 is, of course, Man of Steel, 12 Years a Slave, World War Z, Silver Lining Playbook, and then you have Evil Dead Remake. Man of Steel, I can't say enough. I'm still wanting my next Man of Steel movie, I'm just saying, but it was done very well. Of course, we got to see Zod, played by Michael Shannon. We got our Kevin Costner, the father, Diane Lane, the mother, and the scene where he gives up his life to save his son from revealing his true identity. Just sad. Just every time I think about the part, it always makes me so sad. But yes, great movie. The action was, really good. I just love that movie, like I said, and I love seeing him, of course, in other movies after that, where we get to see him showcase his Superman stuff. So I just really want another Man of Steel. 12 Years a Slave. That's a movie that needed to be done. It was from an author from, I think it's not even that many books out for 12 Years a Slave, but needless to say, something in my history I did not know about. It's really unfortunate that some things like that do happen, but I was glad that it came out. I know some people kind of shy away from this and makes them uncomfortable, but sometimes you need to be uncomfortable with certain things that are in regards to certain facts that are true. And this was a story that I'm really glad we were told. Chiwetel did an amazing job, as well as Lupita Nyong'o. That introduced me to her, because I did not know who she was until this movie, and she deserved her Academy Award. Michael Fassbender was in this as well. It was a wonderful, wonderful movie. I was in tears. I saw it twice within a 2-week period, and I was just literally in tears. World War Z, can't do without a zombie movie. And then, of course, I love me some Brad. So it was just great. I love it. I know we're not getting another one no time soon. I think it's been shelved. I'm bummed about that, but it is what it is. And it's unfortunate, because I actually enjoyed the first one. You know, I heard it supposedly it's been banned because the location you're using does not want anything in regards to movie with some zombies. So yeah, you know, sometimes it's like that. So if it gets to be made down the road soon, I hope it is. They can find another location. That would be great. Silver Lining Playbook, Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper, hysterical. I love this movie. Of course, him being locked up, getting out, want to, work on getting his life back together, get back with his wife. He comes in contact with Jennifer Lawrence's character. She's very, quirky, whatever. They end up signing up to do some dance type of contest, whatever. And then that blossoms a good friendship that ends up turning out to be more. And I just love how it ends in that movie. It was done very, very well. Evil Dead Remake. Didn't think I was going to like it. I saw the trailer for it, and I thought to myself, okay, I see what you're doing here. Fede Alvarez directed it. He did a fantastic job. He gave us the blood. He gave us a good gore. I was here for it, because I will tell you, you all know me. I love me some Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I like that more than the first one and the third one. That's just how I feel, honestly. I can't even say it. And then plus I met Bruce Campbell, so you already know how I am. I'm hyped about it. So I want another one. I did hear they're going to make another one. Sam Raimi has picked an actual director, so I'm curious to see how they're going to tell the story. Now, if they're not going to bring Jane Levy back, who knows? They might. Fingers crossed to see about that. The notable mentions are Looper, The Amazing Spider-Man, Life of Pi, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, and Prisoners. Looper was good. I had Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, of course, dealing with time travel, being sent back, by certain people to kill a younger individual, whichever. Of course, it gets kind of looped around, and it's now Bruce Campbell's character. His younger version trying to come kill him. It's just, it was just action-packed. I love that movie from beginning to end. The Amazing Spider-Man. I love me some Tom Holland. He does an amazing job playing Spider-Man. Have a soft spot for Tobey, but I did enjoy Andrew Garfield playing him. His comedic time and his personality within the film. The first one was really good. I didn't care for the second one he did, because the story was just a mess, and just the fact that it showed everything in the trailer. But this one was really done very well. With the lizard, I just loved it. you know. So, but yes, I just wanted to throw that out there. Whichever, it's kind of bummed because as soon as they did that, within a couple of years, we had the new ones done with Tom Holland. It's almost like they wanted us to really not remember that at all. So I was just like, okay, but it is what it is. They're out there, and I actually still like to watch that one from time to time. Life of Pi, of course, you know, a family traveling, whichever, you know, in regards to, you know, living a new life, whatever, you know, taking down a carnival. They have a shipwreck, and the only survivor is this young man and this tiger. And let's just say that I would never thought I was going to enjoy this particular movie with these particular two characters only, you know, in a sea of water only. Ang Lee did that, and I actually enjoyed it, and I was amazed I actually enjoyed it, but it was really good. I really enjoyed that movie. Now for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, let's just say that it's very at times cheesy, but I enjoyed it because I am a vampire lover of all types of vampire movies, and then I love the fact that Anthony Mackie was in this. Some of the dialogue was very cheesy and all that, but the action sequences would make me really like it, and it was just something so far-fetched that I would never think I would like, and I actually did like it when it would come on. Like when I would see it on like one of the sci-fi or channels, whatever, I would like literally leave it there and just watch, and I was just like, okay, it's one of those ones I actually have a little fun watching. So it is what it is. Yeah, definitely like a C/D list type of movie, but hey, it was effective. Prisoners was a wonderful movie. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal dealing with the disappearance of the daughter. And then you see that, you know, they don't think it's this one particular person, have enough evidence, but of course Hugh Jackman's character takes it upon himself, and then they're trying to figure out who it is, come to find out it's not him, and then the real reveal is at the end of who actually really did. And it was interesting because one of the particular characters, you know, I did not expect that, and it came out of nowhere, so I really liked the way that ended. That was done very, very well. So moving from that, 2014, we have Captain America, Winter Soldier, we have Gone Girl, The Babadook, and John Wick. Love me some Winter Soldier. When I say about my Marvel in order, I love me some Endgame, but Winter Soldier will always be number one. Endgame will be second to that, and then everything else will flow the way I suppose it normally go, which is Black Panther and everything down there. I love me some Winter Soldier. The way we got to see the story continue with the character of Captain America, and then seeing, you know, the reveal of him knowing, you know, Bucky is alive, you know, Scarlett Johansson, you know, getting her, you know, working with the fighting, and of course the scene with Samuel Jackson in the SUV was epic. Oh my God, just that whole entire movie from beginning to end. I love that damn movie. I just love that movie so much. It's so freaking good. So I can't say enough about that boast. That's why I said one of my favorite characters out of Marvel is Captain America. So yes. Then you have Gone Girl. Love this movie. Of course, you know, a woman is missing, a wife is missing, and of course the husband is being considered, you know, one of the lead suspects, is played by Ben Affleck. And then you see the scene where you see how certain things are happening, and come to find out he's being basically set up, you know, to take almost the fall, to the point where he's almost to the point where he's about to be locked up, and it's his wife, Rosamund Pike, who is a scene stealer in her scenes, literally. When she got nominated, I really wanted her to win. I was mad they didn't give it to her. That still bums me out that she didn't win an Oscar for that. I think she had some good competition that year, but she did phenomenal in this damn movie. It was spectacular from that, based off of the book. Now the Babadook, definitely creepy, eerie, you know, a little boy being read a particular bedtime story does creep him out to the point where mommy has always checked inside the closet, up under. Of course, the wife has lost her husband, so she's a single, single mother, taking care of her child, working, kind of dealing with depression, you know, being sad. And then here we are, where all of a sudden you start things are not what they seem. You think you're seeing visions of what's considered the Babadook, hearing stuff, and then of course the boy thinks that his mother is being, you know, taken over by a Babadook. She's, you know, possessed. In some ways, clearly she probably was. And then him roping her up was funny. I'm like, you have enough power to rope her up? Okay, buddy, you tiny, but okay. We're going to play along with that whole scenario. But it was a really good movie. I enjoyed that one a lot. The trailer was very creepy. That's what made me really want to see this movie. So I was very happy about that. Now, the last one on this one is John Wick. What can I say? We have, you know, Keanu Reeves, he's doing the thing. And then the fact that we already have 2 other movies that have been made, and we have the 4th one that's going to be in the works very soon. He's actually prepping to go ahead and do that. On top of him doing, as he said, Matrix 4 as well. So I don't know which one's going to get made first, but he's basically conditioning to get ready to do both of the movies. But I'm looking forward to it, because clearly I'm going to need a box set to get all these movies when it finally is done and comes out, because he did a phenomenal job playing his character in this particular movie. Action packed, you're getting all your blood, it's just it's nothing else I can say. Notable mentions on this one, Just to Edge of Tomorrow and Lucy. Like I said, you know, live, die, repeat. Literally like the poster says. You know, Tom Cruise's character, you know, is dealing with some aliens, whichever, and every time he's dealing with the day-to-day of what's happening and he dies, it starts back over and he's trying to get through the day to see what's the next thing that's going to happen before he's killed. Emily Blunt's in it. She does her thing. I'm happy because I heard the news that they're going to do another one. He's about to be doing I think press for Top Gun Maverick, and I think after that Mission Impossible's back to back. So hopefully after that, because they both want to do it, I'm here for it. I'm ready for the second installment. Lucy was a good movie. I loved it. Love me some Scarlett Johansson. She does really well in some of her own standalone films, whichever. And the fact that the premise of the movie, her, you know, getting, you know, caught up in with the wrong crew, whatever, ends up dealing with some sort of substance that she ends up, you know, getting absorbed into her body that basically gives her some sort of intelligence, you know, that's considered small, but then it becomes very massive, which is considered, like they say, over 100% or something like that. And just all of a sudden certain things ensue and the people are trying to find her. All these killings are happening in between all these parts of her doing this. Morgan Freeman's in the movie. It's epic. It's epic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. Alright, 2015 favorite films: The Revenant, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Mad Max Fury, Southpaw, and Sicario. The Revenant, I can't say not enough about it. I saw it 3 times at the theater. Leonardo deserved the movie for many other movies before, but I'm happy he got his first actual Oscar with this film, and other awards throughout the whole award season. They just kept giving them to him. They should have just gave him to him, because literally he was the only one who was going to keep winning that. And I felt bad for the other ones, because when I saw the movie, it was beautiful. I actually showed it to a person who's very particular about watching movies, and she is a movie buff. She watched from the beginning and to the point where at the end credits, she wanted to know all the places of the locations, because the cinematography was so beautiful throughout the whole entire movie. Force Awakens, I love learning about new particular characters like Kylo Ren. I learned enough about Rey in the movie, wanting to know more, so I was intrigued, learning about new characters, Finn and Poe. And then just seeing the dark side, seeing some old faces, Han Solo, Princess Leia, just, you know, C-3PO, R2-D2, just, and Chewbacca, just, oh my god, the nostalgia of seeing the movie had me literally happy. Some tears too. Beautiful movie, just beautiful, you guys. Mad Max Fury, I love the Mad Max movies, just love them to no end. So to know that they were making a new one, Tom Hardy at the helm, Charlize Theron, I'm here for my girl, Theron. It was a beautiful movie. You know, of course, he's the drifter. You know, we're dealing with, you know, female prisoners. You're dealing with a worshiper played by Nicholas Hoult, and then you have the lone female, you know, warrior trying to get the women at bay, and that was Charlize Theron's character. Epic cinematography. The visuals were beautiful. Some of the scenes of them at night with the clouds, the fires, you know, the vehicles, just amazing, amazing. Southpaw, I love a good boxing movie. Of course, this one with Jake Gyllenhaal, Rachel McAdams. Of course, you know, he has everything, you know, heavyweight, the championship. Then he ends up losing stuff when he finally has a situation where his wife is killed. He loses everything. He's going to lose his daughter, and he has to rebuild everything up. Of course, another character in the movie, Forrest Whitaker, helps him to do that so he can get back into a good relationship with his daughter, which was significant. It was beautifully done because it just felt for him, because I love the chemistry between him and Rachel's character in the movie. So it really looked really good seeing it resonated in the actual film. Sicario. Okay, you got your Daniel Kaluuya. That was the first time I was introduced to him. You got your Victor Garber. You have your Emily Blunt. You have your Josh Brolin. And then you have your Benicio del Toro. There's nothing I can say. I can just say Benicio because he did the damn thing in this movie. This movie was epic, phenomenal to me. Just everything that was happening in this movie, knowing about the situation with his character and what he's been through, losing his family, the people who did certain things to him and wronged him, finally having his revenge, you know, Emily Blunt being one of the, you know, top women in the FBI over some of the men, and coming in, being involved with a mystery, particular, you know, case, whatever, unbeknownst to her, and then getting involved with some rather shady stuff going on unbeknownst to her, you know, courtesy of Josh Brolin's character. Just well done, well done. I love that movie. Sicario 2, Soldado, didn't make any of my list moving forward, but let's just say it has epic scenes, the bloodshed, all that. Like in this one, it is what it is. It was epic. Notable mentions for this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I even do that? Did I do that? That was oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do a notable mentions on that one. I'm sorry, you guys. That was one of the ones where it was. These were the ones I really liked, and that was it to be said. My bad. Let me just get into that. Okay, so favorite films of 2016: Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. And you have, of course, Captain America: Civil War, Don't Breathe, Conjuring 2, Deadpool. Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, he's the only one that's fitted to play that character, Wade Wilson. He does a fantastic job. I'm happy that we're going to get a Deadpool 3. I'm looking forward to it, and I already know that it's going to be rated R, and that's all that needs to be said about that. Conjuring 2, love me some Conjuring 2. I love that more than the first one. I just love the overall story that they were depicting in this one with the family, you know, Ed and Lorraine Warren. I just love that, and I love the way Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga plays the character, especially Vera. I just love me some of her. Don't Breathe, Jane Levy coming back to work with Fede Alvarez and doing Don't Breathe was done, and Stephen Lang being straight up creepy, giving off straight creepy factors in this, but did it very well. That I could not stand his character in the movie. I felt for him at the beginning, but towards the end, oh hell no, you some garbage. But you know, it's what it is. Civil War. All I gotta say is that the reveal of knowing that Bucky was the one that took Tony's parents, and how Captain America knew about it. And that scene when they get into the fight, that scene alone was so beyond epic. And then at the end of him just like, you know, walking, Captain trying to take Bucky to get out of it because he's been injured, courtesy of Tony, and he is just like, you know, give me, you know, the shield, whatever. No, you don't deserve it. My father made it. You don't deserve that shield. And throwing the shield down. I was like, that was I remember the theater. We were just like, whoo, that whole entire scene, how long it lasted, the tag team, and then him being able to, you know, regenerate himself to figure out the best way to fight both of them. Just, I can't say enough about that. So let me just move on, whatever, because that was epic in itself. Batman vs Superman, another one that was epic to me personally. Ben Affleck being in it, not expecting him to do it, you know, being Batman, whatever, and then definitely taking a shine to him and being bummed that he wasn't going to be in the Batman movie. Had to step down, but he did the thing in this one. Us getting the reveal of Wonder Woman in this, which I wish they waited because they showed it in the trailer, but I still enjoyed the movie. It was just done phenomenally. I love the showdown between him and Superman. And then I love the warehouse scene. That was one of my favorite scenes of Ben Affleck showcasing, you know, his abilities of, you know, playing Batman, whatever. It was done effortlessly. Just love that. Love that. Next one for notable mentions is Doctor Strange, Lights Out, and The Cure of Wellness. Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch is the only one who could play this character. I loved him in this movie. He did a phenomenal job. I know they're in the works of doing a second one, a sequel. I know it's going to be a little bit more darker. I'm here for it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Lights Out, that's of course based off of a film where it was rather creepy. I do love that they paid homage to the girl who was actually in the short film. She had a small significant part, but it was okay just knowing that they put it in here to basically, you know, give us a bigger, more storyline to kind of delve out the story, whichever. And it was done pretty decent. I love Teresa Palmer. You know, she's done a couple other movies. I Am Number 4. I loved her in that. And she just does very well in this particular movie. Also, yeah, I love the overall premise, like I said, of the movie, whatever, and all that. Keep the lights on. Don't turn his babies off. That creepy female is, you know, she will kill you, especially if you mess with her favorite friend, which is Teresa Palmer's character as a mother. So that made it very interesting for a storyline. So, also, A Cure for Wellness. This movie stars Dane DeHaan. I love this movie a lot. This is something totally a little bit different than I'm used to seeing. Of course, he's going to venture to this company he's been sent to basically get their CEO, who's at some sort of spot treatment for a Cureness Wellness Center place. But this is not your average wellness place, and a lot of stuff is going on inside this place. And let's just say that a lot is revealed towards the last bit of the movie. Very real with the owner of the movie, and then also what he's up to and what he's doing to people within this spa facility. And I like the way that was actually pretested in this movie towards the end, because a lot of stuff was going on, but wanting them to get to the pace of, okay, understanding why is this man doing this, and then finally being revealed, that was actually pretty good. Then the next one we have for actual favorite films for 2017 is Get Out. We have Logan, Wonder Woman, It, and The Shape of Water. Get Out, I've said it numerous times, you already know. Seen it 4 times. I enjoyed it. Jordan Peele did a thing when he came out with his first directorial debut, and I'm looking forward to just following all his work. Daniel Kaluuya, he's definitely on my radar. I've basically seen all his movies. I loved him in, you know, Black Panther, loved him in What Else, loved him in Queen and Slim. He is one of those ones I will definitely follow in whatever work he puts out, because I feel like he's putting out some great work. He's very particular about what he picks for his roles, and I'm loving everything he has put out. So, hey, do your thing, buddy. Logan, to bring it full circle, I was literally sad because I know it was coming to an end, and I literally was sad and in tears towards the end of the movie. That ending had me literally a puddle. It was a good, send off for a character that we know Hugh Jackman is not going to be doing anymore. It was just sad to see it go. I know they're really trying to figure out who's going to play it next, but it's just like no one can ever do it as good as him because he really embodied that daggone character. So it's going to be really hard, and I feel bad for the pressure of whoever they choose because it's going to be some big shoes to fill, truly. But other than that, it was done very, very well. Wonder Woman. What can I say? I grew up watching Wonder Woman. When I found out they picked Gal Gadot, I couldn't say enough. A lot of people wanted to, talk smack about her because of her overall aesthetics and all that. She built up, bulked up. She came in there. She did a good thing with the movie, with the origin and all that. She showed she could do it. The movie made a rack of money. And here we are waiting for Wonder Woman 1984 to come out in June. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see more of her story told on. We had Chris Pine in it. He did his thing. Patty Jenkins gave us a gem. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I love the TV miniseries with Tim Curry. I love this one done with Pennywise played by Bill Skarsgård. He did a fantastic job playing Pennywise. He's straight up creepy. It was cringeworthy, just the creepy factor he was giving off in this particular installment of it. And he didn't disappoint, so I can't say enough about it. He did it very well, and the kids playing the Losers Club, they did a fantastic job. The Shape of Water is one of my favorite films, literally ever for all time. I can never get enough of this. I love going to the movies to see this. Sally Hawkins playing the lead character who's mute, who can't speak. She comes across with some sort of creature, befriends it. He takes a shine to her. I just can't say Doug Jones playing the creature was phenomenal. Everybody wanted to compare it to Hellboy. It's like, please stop. It's like, it looks, it might look in somewhat similarities, but this is not the same character. Sapien, like, stop. I was just like, why you keep doing that? But needless to say, he was fantastic in this movie. Richard Jenkins was in this movie as well. Octavia Spencer, Michael Shannon was a great cast. I was happy it won for Best Picture, and I was happy Guillermo del Toro won for Best Director. A lot of people wanted to, talk smack about it winning. And everything it needs to win, these particular movies always has to be some sort of war movie or slave movie or whatever. I would love that sometimes it can be just a classic, like some sort of love story. Just happens to be, he looks like a fish. And that's what we got. And in the end, I'm glad. The people who nominated and gave it, whatever, clearly see it. And I was happy they did. And that's all I got to say about that. So moving from that on the notable mentions on this one, we have Mother, War Planet of the Apes, Girls Trip, and Shot Caller. Mother was definitely something a lot of people didn't know what to think. I enjoyed it. It stars Jennifer Lawrence, and Javier Bardem. Basically, it encompassed a lot of stuff happening in this house between the two and all that, and come to find out that certain things are happening, like little yellow elixirs, certain people having a certain part of their rib out, whatever, all certain parts that are signified in the Bible. And I thought it was very distinct, and I caught that on as the movie flowed, and it was done very well. I enjoyed it, and a lot of people don't know how to take it, but I'm like, if you really were paying truly attention to it, you will catch it and all that. And I explained, I gave one thing to a family member, and then they caught on when they finally saw the movie and they understood what was going on. So that was really surprised, because most of the people who watch movies more than she does didn't even grasp that. So I was like, okay. Now, War of the Planet of the Apes, the last and final in that particular trilogy of it, with starring Andy Serkis, was my favorite. I loved the first one, and I loved the third one. The second one was okay. This one also, besides Andy Serkis, starred Woody Harrelson, of course, being in charge of some, military guys, whatever. Certain things are happening and all that. Some sort of substance is causing people, to die, lose memory, whatever. Certain things are happening, and of course, Caesar being the helm of, trying to basically take all his family to a safe passage, whatever. They end eventually getting locked up in cages and all that, and being tormented, and of course eventually they're able to get out, whichever. He gets them to a safe place, whichever, and in the midst of that, we end up losing him. God, that was so sad after everything he had done to help all his family, whichever, but it was done very, very well. I can't say it enough. Now, for Girls Trip, every now and then you need a little, you just need a girl trip. You need a funny, you have a good funny cast. Of course, Regina Hall, you have Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, and of course you got some Tiffany Haddish. And her coming out, Scene Stealer, boasting, to the point where she blew up and people knew her name. Excuse me, my eyes itching a little bit. And I just enjoy her. I watched some of her comedy specials. She is hilarious. So I'm happy she, jumped out knowing her past, whatever. I need to read her book, but she did an amazing job in this movie. She definitely, truly was a scene stealer. All the other ladies have done their thing, and they have carved it out, but I'm happy she was carving out her stuff for herself. Shot Caller, I can't say it enough. Nikolai Coster-Waldau did a fantastic job in this movie. I love me some prison movies. This is one of my favorite prison movies ever, and I love the way it was done. Him, of course, DUI, ends up going to jail for killing, a friend, whatever, for drinking, whatever. And let's just say once his character is behind bars, he does a full shift, like 360, where, he's, as a part of, white supremacist group, whatever, got the tats, hair is different, got the mustache, whatever. He's a totally different person. And then certain things start to happen where he's ordered to do certain things with the affiliated gang is with another person to take someone else's life, whatever. And you see all the stuff that happens and the ripple effect of it. Jon Bernthal is in this as well, and he's actually good at this as well. So if you ever get a chance, I can't say it enough, check out that movie because I thought it was done very, very, very well. Now, the next thing here I'm on to is favorite films of 2018. That is Black Panther, Quiet Place, Hereditary, Aquaman, and Mission Impossible Fallout. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The cast, the movie, one that I'm happy we finally got to see. I loved it so much. I did like a skit of it back in the day on my YouTube. It's still on there. I love that thing because it was hilarious. Me and a friend named Koi, we did that. We had fun making it. I love that we're going to get a second one. I'm looking forward to seeing move the story along, whatever, the way they ended it. URC, he wants to share his technology, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to implement that and see how they're going to make it, because it was very nice seeing how it was done in the first one with his sister being at the helm, Letitia Wright's character. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And then, like I said, Michael B. Jordan was good as the baddie. Angela Bassett's in as Winston Duke. Danai Gurira. We have Lupita Nyong'o. I mean, you can't go. Andy Serkis is in this. It's like it was such a star-studded cast, and it made a rack of money. I was very happy. It did very well. I saw it quite a few times, and I got my tickets early because them babies were selling out, and I'm glad, rightfully so, and it deserved to get all the accolades it got when it first came out. At Quiet Place, John Krasinski's directorial debut. He did a fantastic job in this particular movie as the director and star with his actual wife again in this movie, Emily Blunt, and just seeing that they're dealing with post apocalyptic situation with now we have alien creatures here living amongst them, and they have to do everything in silence. That had never been done. I love the premise of it. Us in the theaters, we were crying as adults, no phones, barely could hear popcorn being crunched. It was beautiful. I loved every minute of it. I wish every movie theater experience was like that. I'm just saying. Hereditary, all I have to say is Toni Collette did a fantastic job. I love me some Toni Collette ever since Maria's Wedding. She was phenomenal. You're dealing with a woman who has, of course, a family. She's dealt with a mother who was very, demanding, whichever. She ends up passing away. And then dealing with the ramifications of the passing, and also dealing with her own family and dealing with her own family issues. And then she ends up having a traumatic experience where she loses one of her children. And it sets off all these different type of events that start happening. A woman wants to, befriend her unbeknownst to her. She's a woman who knows her family already through her mother, who was a part of a cult. It's like, really, woman? So from there, you see, just all these different scenes where she's climbing on walls. She's in the middle of the air. It's like, I'm not looking at Spider-Man. It was just like, oh my God, it was a lot going on in this movie, but I was here for it because I was literally mind blown. So that was just, it was just so much going on, but I was here for it. Aquaman, a character that was totally meant for Jason Momoa to play, and I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to the second one. He did a fantastic job. Of course, seeing him briefly in, Batman and Batman versus Superman. He was in that, but then he was also in Justice League. He did his thing in that. Definitely seen still at times in that one. I'm just like, James Wan, I was not sure who was going to direct it. A lot of people weren't sure because we're used to him doing a lot of horror. So when we heard he was going to do this, I wasn't sure what to think, but he did the daggone thing. I'm here for it, and now I'm looking forward to them. Definitely signed up to do the second installment. It's going to be a ways away. I think it's 2022, but I'm here for it, and I'll be there day one like I was for this one. So, Mission Impossible Fallout. I can't say enough about it because it was my number one in my top films of that year. I already said I'm a fan of Tom Cruise. He did an impeccable job from beginning to end of the movie. There was nothing wrong with that movie. I had not one complaint about the movie. The fight sequences in the bathroom, the motorcycle scene, the car chase scene, what else can you say? The helicopter scene. What scene am I missing? I mean, literally with so many scenes that he was just epic in it, and just how it was. And like I said, Tom Cruise takes his stuff. He's a perfectionist, and the fact that he does his own stunts, a lot of people can dog him all they want, but they give him respect of knowing he does his own scenes. So that's where the respect comes due. Whichever the plot for the storyline was done effortlessly, whichever. I'm looking forward to the next two installments because, as I said, and when I've talked about his other movies, I said with Christopher McQuarrie coming back to direct it, he's doing two of them back to back. So I'm here for it, and I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait. So Of course, notable mentions. We have what is it? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We have Suspiria. We have Disobedience, Mandy, and Creed 2. Creed 2, love it. I already said how I feel about boxing films. This is one of those ones I loved when I went to the theater to see. All these different characters in this one. Dolph Lundgren coming back. We have Florian Muntean playing his son. Of course, Michael B. Jordan. We have Sylvester Stallone, just to name a few, and then just basically sit around these particular four. Of course, you know, Dolph Lundgren's character, you know, showcasing himself, showing up in town, whatever, to his son wanting to, you know, basically, you know, challenging him, you know, to a fight, Creed, to a fight, whatever, you know, knowing the back history, going back to seeing the flashbacks they showed, epic. It was epic. Seeing the dynamic with Dolph Lundgren's character and Florian as the father and son, how he's being treated by his father, how he's being treated by his mother. I love that we got the dynamic from that aspect as well, because I thought that was done very well. Also seeing Rocky wanting to, you know, mend his, you know, relationship with his family, and also having his little situation with Creed, him knowing he's about to be a father. Just everything about the movie was done very, very well. You know, the music was good. You know, the storyline was, it blended very well. We have an opportunity of getting a third installment. I know Michael B. Jordan left it out there as an interpretation of him possibly doing something later on down the road. He still can do those, whatever. I know he has other things he's working on right now, but hopefully maybe 5 years or so down the road we might get a Creed 3, and then I might call it a day, and that's it, you know. So we'll see. Mandy, Nicolas Cage. I just love me some Nicolas Cage, especially when he plays crazy revenge crazy, and he brought it in this one. It stars also Andrea Riseborough playing, I think, his woman in this one, his wife. You know, they end up dealing with a situation where somebody basically has taken a shining to her and decides to follow them to see where they are, basically grabs them, and he tries to have his way kind of with her to the point where it's not received, and let's just say that he decides to burn her, and that's when all hell breaks loose. And when they leave him, Nicolas Cage character, he comes for them. And let's just say that he gets his payback. We get a surprise cameo from Bill Duke. I was loving to see him. That was epic. That movie was good. Blood, blood, blood. You're getting, you know, fight sequences and bloodshed. You can't ask for it any better. Disobedience, based around two Rachels, Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams. You see, basically, Rachel Weisz's character comes back because they have a passing in the family. The main rabbi has passed away, and come to find out that somebody is in line to do it, and it's going to be Rachel McAdams' husband. And it looks like they have a past. You know, she, of course, you know, has a past, Rachel Weisz, with the other Rachel in this movie, and it seems like it kind of rekindles, you know, the friendship and a little bit of that relationship. And because her character, Rachel Weisz's character, is shunned from the Orthodox Jewish community, you know, it's like, you know, you're stepping on toes a little bit there, and it's like you're dealing, you know, with the religion on top of sexuality. It's all these different things culminating with that whole situation of all three of them, her, both the ladies, and then this young man in the center, you know, them all being true to themselves of how they're going to deal, you know, with how they want to deal with their life. He doesn't want to be the new rabbi. He's kind of fighting it a little bit. She doesn't really want to live her life this way, his wife. And then you have Rachel Weisz, who really, you know, wants to be kind of, you know, acknowledged, whatever, and feel she can be herself without feeling that because I live my life in a certain lifestyle, I'm being treated this way. Very good movie. Very good movie. I enjoyed that immensely when it came out. Suspiria, being a remake from the 1977 one, done very well. I love the original. This one was done very well. It stars Dakota Johnson, Tilda Swinton, and Chloe Grace Moretz. Done very well. You know, dance company is being run by witches. Dakota Johnson's character comes there to dance, whatever, with a prestigious dance company. Unbeknownst to her, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'll tell you one thing, there's a scene that happens in one of the dance rooms where this woman who's a real-life contortionist does, and let me tell you, I was nauseous from that alone. And it left a lasting impression. Every time I think about this movie, I go straight to that scene, whichever. It literally went on, almost seemed like 5 minutes. I don't know how all of us made it in the theater, but needless to say, the movie was really done very well. I enjoyed every part of that, and I think Dakota Johnson did a fantastic job in this particular film. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I don't do too many animation films at the theaters. I was asked, oh, you're going to go see this? And at first I was like, no, I'm going to see it. Then I said, let me go ahead and see this. I love the trailer because I did check it out, and that's when I decided to go, and I really was thoroughly entertained. I loved everything about Miles Morales in this particular movie, getting introduced to Spider-Gwen, you know, Spider-Noir, just all the different casts, you know, the real, you know, Spider-Man, you know, Peter Parker, you know, all these different from the different universes. It was just done very well. The overall look of it, the colors, everything, the music was good. Yes, the reveal of the particular uncle, being a particular character in the movie, just done very well. I can't even say how much I enjoyed that movie, whichever. And I said I can bite my tongue on that or eat crow. I don't, like I said, do a lot of animation. I think the last animation movie I truly saw at the theater prior to even seeing this was The Incredibles. I don't really go there to see them. I don't see any of the ones that they come out with, whichever. So, that's kind of how it is, whatever. It is what it is. But this one, I know they're going to do a second one. I'm most likely will probably check that one out. So, now, just to do a quick little favorite films, I just did my top 10 of 2019. I'm just going to just throw out the 5. I'm going to do a notable mention. Just Joker, Parasite, Midsommar, Avengers, and Us. Just to name basically the first 5. So those truly were the ones that I knew were going to be in my top 10 before I added on 6 through 10 anyway. And I can't say enough, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix did the thing. And I'm happy he is nominated because he deserves every award he's going to win. And I feel like he's going to win them. Parasite, I expect them to win for foreign language film. I think it's going to happen. I feel it's going to, and definitely the director is going to win. He might be nominated for best director as well. But foreign language film, I feel like they're going to get the Golden Globe for sure when it comes on. I'm going to have to watch that because I want to see if he goes away with it. That would be fantastic. Midsommar, that was good. Florence Pugh did an amazing job in that actual film. I just can't say enough. Be mindful when you travel and where you're traveling to, and know if you know the people you're traveling with, because trust and believe me, the guy who claimed to be their friend who wanted to take them was not their friend. He's some garbage, and that's all I gotta say about that. So, Avengers Endgame, I got all emotions in this. I had my funny, the seriousness, the tears. This movie had every emotion you can give me. I was drained of it all. This movie was over 3 hours, so it gave me everything. The battle scene between good and bad was epic. Everyone had their moment to shine. I love that. Of course, more than others was like Tony Stark. The demise of just what happens to Black Widow. Just, oh my God, it's cringe. It's both of them being gone, and just seeing all the people that came together when the big reveal of finally know who was going to die in the movie. That just, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming, and I'm glad I avoided, because it was hard staying on social media, because some people can just be so shady and just reveal stuff. So just seeing it in the theater and getting to enjoy it with everybody else, whichever, like I said, tears flowing. It just hurt. So yes, I enjoyed that movie. Us, again, Jordan Peele. What can I say? His follow-up was done wonderfully. I had a ball watching it. I'm excited to see what he has moving forward. I know he's working on, he's producing on Candyman. He's not directing, but I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do up next. If he's going to keep it on the hot side of horror thriller, or if he's going to do something and branch out on other. I'm here if he just keeps doing that. I don't think it's refreshing to see a lot of more horror, and definitely with diversity depicted in the horror genre a little bit more. So I'm down for that. But yes, that is it, you guys. I just wanted to come over here and do a quick one. I was trying to keep it, and it looks like I kept it under an hour. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast, but hey, that's been my thing ever since I was a kid. I'm a fast talker at times. I can't help it. But yes, I kind of try to dabble in a little bit of everything and give you some notable mentions. And you know what? When you all comment below with any of these that you might have liked in any of the years, tell me which ones you all like. It doesn't have to be for each year. You can give me a couple of movies throughout the whole 10 years that you like, that you signify as your favorite films of the decade. You don't have to give me a full list out, but I would love to know some of the ones that you all like. Just love to see where you guys, if we have some of the same taste in movies. So, but with that said, you guys, I hope you all enjoy this actual favorite films of the decade, and I will see you guys on the next video. You guys take care.